Doubles is a side event at almost every big Smash tournament. While it's not as popular as the singles main event, it can definitely be very interesting and hype to watch at high level. Some players just play really well and simply outplay their opponents. Others have static team partners and create interesting character combinations or tricks that only work in 2 versus 2. Whether it's a unique kill confirm or a nasty 2 versus 1 infinite. I'm C5 from the Beefy Smash Dudes, and in this video we'll take a look at broken doubles strategies. Let's start with 2 versus 1 situations, since they are the most fun. Once one of your opponents is out of the game, you and your teammate can focus on one poor victim, and there are plenty of methods how you can abuse that advantage. A 2v1 infinite you might have seen before uses Ridley's Skewer, which stuns his opponent. 2 Ridleys can simply take turns stabbing their victim. You just have to be careful not to follow up with the next Skewer too quickly, or it won't work. Timing is important. There are a few other characters as well that can, together with Ridley, keep their opponent in a loop forever. King K. Rool's down throw buries opponents long enough for Ridley to stun them again. But Ridley has to be careful not to stun them too soon after the bury, or K. Rool won't be able to re-grab them. Remember that you can't re-grab opponents for a short while after throwing them, so Ridley has to wait a little bit before using down special. This also means that at very low percent, the buried opponent might be able to mash out in time, but it's very hard. Directly burying someone after the Skewer only works once, but since it deals so much damage anyways, that's usually enough to take the stock. Rob's down throw also buries opponents, but for a much shorter duration, making this combo pretty much impossible. Another combo is Ridley's Skewer into Yoshi's Egg Lay. Simply swallow a stunned opponent and repeat that as often as you want. But once again, at very low percent your opponent might be able to mash out of the egg before the next Skewer hits. Jigglypuff can simply put her opponent to sleep before and after Ridley stuns them. Ryu's and Ken's focus attacks also work. This one is a little difficult though. Ryu himself has to avoid Ridley's tail, but still has to be fast enough with the next focus attack. So what you do is hit the focus attack and immediately dash back. Then jump slightly forward while charging the next focus attack. During that, Ridley hits his own down special and the cycle repeats. Sadly, other stuns like Zero Suit's gun do not work after Ridley's Skewer. Let's stick with focus attack for a bit longer. With 2 Street Fighter boys, you can also keep your opponent stunned for as long as you want, and it isn't even very hard. As with the Skewer, you can't combo one stun into another, but what you can do is hit a focus attack and then a neutral special right after. You don't even have to cancel the focus attack. The timing is perfect if you simply input neutral special right after the focus attack ends. Your teammate does the same, and once you figure out the focus attack timing, it's extremely easy to maintain. Now, you might have seen the cute version of this one somewhere else before, which is pretty easy to escape after a few hits. So let me introduce you to the Chad version, which is actually inescapable. 2 Nesses bouncing their opponent back and forth. Here you make use of the aerial Psy Magnet, since the grounded one has less knockback. What you do is short hop and immediately use down special. Wait for your teammate to do the same and use another aerial down special once the opponent is close to you again. Both of you repeat that until you can finish him off. It's important that you don't spam the Psy Magnet though. This combo is all about timing your attacks correctly. You can start the infinite out of the grab release, but since it won't work if you stand too close to each other, the Ness grab releasing has to immediately dash away, short hop and B-reverse the first Psy Magnet. This ensures that you gain enough distance but don't drift away too much. Lastly, this combo will not work on the 2 lightest characters in the game, Pichu and Jiggs. The next one is very easy against some characters, harder against others, and impossible against a few. Bowser and Falco can command grab their opponent over and over again like this. If Falco stands behind Bowser, he simply has to spam his laser. Bowser then uses side special on their opponent, which gets interrupted by Falco's laser hitting their opponent, allowing Bowser to re-grab them over and over again. Against certain characters, once you are in this situation, it is pretty easy to keep up. Simply keep spamming those attacks. Against others, if you spam Bowser's side special, he will sometimes miss his opponent. This probably has to do with the position and hurtbox of them when released. What you can do instead though is wait a tiny bit after the laser hit and then use side special again. You basically time your input with the hit of the laser correctly and it works perfectly. Sadly, against a few characters, this is even harder or even impossible. Pichu, for example, sometimes dodges the laser completely while getting grabbed. Why does the laser not hit Bowser himself? Well, during this command grab, Bowser is simply intangible, so the laser goes right through, hitting his opponent instead. Now, if Falco stands in front of Bowser, he will drop his opponent behind him instead once the laser interrupts them. This is not a big problem though. Simply use the second side special into the other direction and you are good to go. This jab combo by Isabelle is very famous already, but really hard to execute in singles. It only works if she has her opponent trapped at an edge and Isabelle has to move forward a bit in between the jabs, or else she pushes herself away over time. But in a 2v1 situation, Isabelle's teammate can make this combo a lot easier. Simply keep pushing the opponent back into Isabelle's jabs by walking towards them. It doesn't matter if you get hit as well every now and then, as long as your opponent stays trapped. Sadly, this is not a real infinite. After 20 hits or so, you get an SDI multiplier, allowing you to SDI upwards enough for you to fall on the ground and escape with a tech. Okay, now let's look at a few cool strats that you can even make use of during a regular 2 vs 2. First, off-screen up throws together with Snake's C4. This was already a thing back in Brawl. Simply stick a C4 onto the right teammate who then grabs and up throws an opponent. Detonate it while they are off screen and you might get a super easy early stock with your teammate even surviving. It doesn't even matter if the C4 sticks to your teammate or if it's transferred over to your opponent during the grab. This is possible because up throws like these and many other throws are actually intangible. So they can't get hit by the C4, but their opponent can. It works with Kirby, Meta Knight and Charizard, but not with King K. Rool, since his up throw doesn't actually go all the way off screen. The C4 can kill many characters at 0%, but not those that are too heavy. Apparently, even if you are outside the blast zone, you still need a certain amount of knockback to really take a stock. Also, you need to deal enough damage to the opponent to actually interrupt the throw, and as most attacks, the C4 also becomes stale if used too often. If that happens, it won't be strong enough anymore to interrupt the throw. It probably only occurs very rarely, but if it does, you now know why. Snake's C4 can also get countered by his teammate to apply additional pressure on them or their shield. Simply run up to your opponent while countering and detonating the C4 at the same time. Together with our sense counter, for example, you can almost completely break someone's shield. This isn't as broken as some people make it out to be, but can still be a great tool every now and then. Snake's down throw is also very useful in teams. It is slow and takes a while to finish, giving your opponent enough time to react, run over and follow up with the strongest attack they have. But even better is that Snake himself is intangible during the whole process. This means that no timing or spacing is needed from his teammate. They can simply run up to him and smack their opponent without consideration for their teammate, and it even works from behind. Now, the by far best attack for a setup like that is Charizard's Flare Blitz. Not only does it have a horrendous amount of knockback, but it is also fast and reaches across the whole stage. Snake isn't the only one this works with though. Any throw that takes a little bit longer is extremely easy to combo out of. Because all of these throws are intangible, Charizard can simply go for Flare Blitz as soon as its teammates gets a grab without the fear of collateral damage. Lastly, Rosalina's gravitational pull can lead to some pretty insane situations in teams. When absorbing a projectile, she first hurls it around her, with the object still having an active hitbox. This also works with her teammates' projectiles, which means that with good team play you can swing those projectiles at your opponents. This works okay-ish with a few different attacks, but a specific one stands out compared to the rest: Robin's fully charged neutral special, Thoron. Absorbing it just like that is not too special, but because this projectile has such a big stretched out hitbox, Rosalina can wait until it almost passed her before using gravitational pull. That way this huge hitbox gets pulled across the whole stage, almost certainly hitting everyone on it, or at least their shield. This also goes for the other projectiles, by the way. The farther away Rosa's gravitational pull is, the bigger the arc of the absorbed projectile. In doubles, the possibilities are endless because of all the different character combinations. There are a ton of cool tricks out there, but these were the ones we thought were the most broken in Smash Ultimate. Let us know your favorite double strat in the comments and subscribe for more Smash Ultimate content. As always, thanks for watching, see you soon and stay beefy.